Hi, my name is Tasha. I use she, her pronouns, and I work for the CSU outdoor program. I've been working for the outdoor program for about 2 years, and today I will be discussing what I bring on a winter hike. So it's really important to make sure that you have the appropriate gear and the appropriate layering when you go out on winter hikes, especially in Colorado if you're in the mountains, because the weather can change pretty drastically and you want to be prepared for any weather or any situations that you might encounter. So now I'm going to go over the gear that I make sure that I have in my pack when I leave the house to go on a winter hike. First, I'm going to go over what you can wear on your feet. So first we have snowshoes, and snowshoes are really helpful for floating on top of the snow and not sinking in, so they're really useful in deep snow. These snowshoes are really good to use because they have straps that can fit over any boot size. And if you're hiking in icy conditions, I would recommend using microspikes because they help you stick to the ground so you don't slide. Microspikes come in multiple different sizes and they can stretch over your boot, so you want to just make sure that you get the appropriate size if you're selecting microspikes to take. And it's important to note that depending on the hike, you might need to take microspikes and snowshoes if you start out in icy areas and end up in deep snow. The last thing that's important for traction is to take trekking poles because they can help you stick to the ground better. And in the winter, you want to make sure that you have trekking poles that have baskets so they don't sink all the way down into the snow when you're using them. And the last thing is you want to make sure you have boots that work for winter hiking. I recommend boots that are waterproof and have something like Gore-Tex with them, and you can check on your boots to see if they meet those requirements. Next, I'm going to talk about personal gear that you want to have with you. You always want to make sure that you have sunscreen chapstick because especially if you're hiking in snowy conditions, there's a lot of reflectance and you can get burned really easily. I always take a headlamp because hiking in the winter, it can get dark super early and it's no fun to get caught in the dark. Always want to have a snack so you can have that at the top of your hike. And then sunglasses are good to take as well. As I mentioned, there's a lot of reflectance from snow and you don't want to get any sunburn. And then I usually take about 1 liter to 2 liters of water depending on how long the hike is. And an optional thing is to take a thermos of hot liquid like hot chocolate or something because that always makes a winter hike better and more enjoyable. And I always take some toilet paper as well. It's really helpful for runny noses, which happen a lot in the winter. And it's really important that you always pack out what you use and never leave any sort of toilet paper anywhere on the trail. Next, I'll get into some more technical gear. If you're traveling in avalanche territory, it's really important to bring a beacon, shovel, and a probe, and make sure you know how to use them in a given situation in case you get caught in any sort of avalanche. It's always good to have a med kit with you as well. This is a little bit of a smaller one that's good for day hikes, and it's always good to have in case anything unexpected happens. And lastly, you want to have a pack that can fit all of this gear. And I like to have packs that have waist straps because it helps to alleviate some of the pressure off your shoulders. And it's really important in the winter to make sure you have a pack that has a rain fly like this, because if it snows or you have any sort of precipitation, you can cover your pack with a rain fly and all of your gear will stay dry. What to wear? Your base layer should be non-cotton synthetic. On top of that, a nice warm fleece. Your next layer should be a puffy to help further insulate and keep you warm. Your last layer should be a shell that is waterproof to help protect from wind and precipitation. I like to choose shells that are full zip and have a hood to keep my head warm and dry too. Rain pants are also really helpful in wet and snowy conditions. For colder days, heavy-duty gloves like these work best. On warmer days, lightweight gloves like these are a little bit nicer. Always make sure that you wear thick wool socks and bring an extra pair just in case your feet get wet. And lastly, have a nice warm hat that covers your ears. So now that I went over all of the gear and the layering, I hope that you feel prepared and excited to go on your next winter hike. If you need any of the gear that I mentioned previously, we carry quite a bit at the outdoor gear rental at CSU. We carry a beacon, shovel, and probe. We carry snowshoes, microspikes, headlamps, day packs, and poles. And if you would like to go on any winter hiking trips or snowshoeing trips, the outdoor program also offers those all winter through CSU. And thank you for watching this video, and if you have any questions or concerns at all, feel free to stop by the outdoor gear rental desk, and any people in the OP will be happy to answer any questions. Thank you.